Hello and welcome back to VetMap, where we go through this amazing veterinary medicine journey, hopefully thinking of it as just a study session among friends, our fellow students, or just veterinary enthusiasts. So today, again, as the last time, we will be talking about Anatomy 101, the basics division of the animal body. Only today it will be part 2, head and neck region. Now, last time we covered the very basics, just the division of the animal body. We talked about separation, about sides, about lateral and midlines, about both English and Latin terms on the basic anatomy. So hopefully it will be easier for you in the future. Now today, as I already mentioned, this will be part 2, head and neck region. It will be a little more complex, some more terms both in English and Latin, but it will be helpful later on because everything in anatomy is connected. So even though we're talking about the division, but some of these terms will be very useful when we will talk about bones and muscles and any other aspect of anatomy. So let's go. Okay, so as always, we will begin with the terms. Now, I won't talk about every single one of them now. This is only for your own comfort. I put everything in the same place, both in English and in Latin. So you can stop the video and write these terms down if you need to, or make a screenshot. This is only just to make it simpler later on, but I won't go through every single one of them. But these are the regions of the head, regiones capitis, and we both have regions of the cranium, or the main skull and head, and then regions of the face. Now the only thing that I want to mention, and again you can stop the video now and just write these down, but the only thing that I want to mention is corn region, or Regio cornualis, which is a horn region basically, and this is only used for animals with horns, obviously, but I put it in here because I will be using photos and graphics of dogs today, so this won't be mentioned again, so just for later reference, this is here. So now we can go to more divided portions of this lecture. Okay, this is slide 2 of regions of the head. This is just more complex and a little wider terms for regions of the face. As you've seen in the slide before, there were only the main ones, and now these are a little more divided. But again, you can stop the video here and write these down or take a screenshot, but I will move on from here. Okay, so the regions of the cranium or the skull, this is cranial view, and as we talked before, cranial is basically the front portion. So we are looking at an animal from the front. So I put everything in color so it will be easier for you to see. Now we have the frontal region, which is basically looking straight at us. You can think of it as the area between the eyes. So this is the frontal region. Now, parietal region is directly above, here in blue. Occipital region, next one, is directly above the parietal. So this is the occipital, and it's no longer at the front of the head, it's on top. But for you to be easier to imagine it, I put it here, still in the front, but it's more on top of the head. Now, temporal region, as you see, it's double on both sides. So this is a double bone as well. So you have to remember it for later on, because all of these terms, except for auricular region, is the same for the skull. So if you learn these now, it will be easier later on. And now the auricular region or region of the ears, it's right here. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but I just put it in here. Okay, regions of a cranium again, only now it's lateral view, and lateral means side. This is again Latin term, but just in case you don't know it or don't remember it, it's right here. Okay, so as I already mentioned, the frontal region above and between the eyes, right here, number 1. Then we have the parietal region, which is number 2, right here. The occipital region, number 3. As you can see, it's above, it's on top of the head. And we have the temporal region here, and it would be here, right? Because it's double. Don't forget that. And the auricular, sorry, and the auricular region, again, region of the ears. It's right here. Also double. Moving on. Also lateral view, but now we have regions of the face. We moved from the cranium to regions of the face. First of all, we have the nasal region, right? Basically, all the region of the nose. So all of these are included. 6s with a little dot right here. All of them are included in the nasal region. So we have dorsal nasal region, which is the top one. As you remember from the last lecture, dorsal means the top or associated with the back. So since the back of the animal is on top, dorsum means something above. Okay, now lateral, which is side region. So it's right here. And region of the nares or region of the nostrils, it's right here. Again, if you want to go back to the Latin terms, you can go back to the beginning of the video. Also, we have the oral region or the region of the mouth. So it's right here in green, and it will continue on to the different side of the animal. And these ones, 7 and 8, are seen only from the ventral perspective, so we will talk about them later on. Part 2 of the regions of the face. So first we have orbital region. So basically the region around the eyes, because orbital means eye. Now we have also 2 more parts to this. This is upper palpebral region and lower palpebral region. This is just, you can think of it as top and bottom lids. Now zygomatic region, number 10 in yellow. This is, you can think of it as the cheekbone, because zygomatic also will be later on mentioned in the skull as one of the bones. Infraorbital region is the area right below the eye. You can remember it as the place on your face where you put on concealer. Okay, region of a temporomandibular articulation, which is right here. This is the part where the temporal bone connects to the lower jaw or mandibula. Now mesenteric region, right here. This is the place where on the bone the biggest muscle required for chewing attaches. So this is mesenteric region. This will be mentioned later on in the course, but just so you have heard of it, I wanted to mention it. Now the buccal region is the cheek region. So different from zygomatic, this is the cheekbone and this is the cheek region. Maxillary region is the region of the top jaw or maxilla, which is the top jaw, or maxillary, or top jaw again in Latin, so maxillary or maxilla. And the mandibular region, which is the bottom part of the jaw right here, and it would go along here to the side and to the upper part of the head. So now the last part of the regions of the head, regions of the face, this is the ventral view. We're looking at the animal from the bottom. So again, we have the nasal region, especially the region of the nares or the nostril region right here in blue. Then we have the oral region, which consists of superior and inferior labial region, so top and bottom lip region. Then we have the mental region. I know it sounds like a crazy person, but it's not. It's just another bone that the skull consists of. So it's right here, and we will talk about it when we arrive at the parts of the animal's skull. Again, we have the mesenteric region or Regio mesenterica. Sorry, the the switch between Latin and English is sometimes difficult. So we have here again the part where the biggest muscle attaches, which is required from chewing. Again, we have the buccal region, which is the region of the cheek. We have a maxillary region in 15, the top jaw region, then mandibular region, the bottom jaw region. As you can see, it goes to both sides, so don't forget that. And we have the intermandibular region, because this part is actually empty if you were looking at the animal without the skin and without the muscles. This is empty. So this is the part between the mandibular bone or the bottom jaw. Okay, now you can take a break or continue on. We will go to the next part now, which is regions of the neck. So, division of the neck. Regions of the neck, regione scole. So we have just a few of them. This will be quick and not very painful. Again, this is the terms both in English and in Latin, so you can stop the video here if you want to write them down or take a screenshot. Just a little side note before going to the regions of the neck. If you want the terms to be pronounced both in English and in Latin instead of me just skipping them, please let me know in the comments down below, because I learned anatomy in both in Latin and in my country's language. English is not my first language, so if you want the pronunciation of Latin terms, please let me know. Okay, so we have the region here. First, we have the dorsal neck region, which is the top part right here in green. Again, we're looking from the lateral view, so from the side. Here we have lateral neck region, so the side region of the neck, which is the biggest looking here. Then we have the parotid region right here, which is a region of the gland that is directly below the ear, and the glands will be in the future. Then we have the pharyngeal region, laryngeal and tracheal region, which we will only be able to see from the ventral perspective. And we have ventral neck region right here, so the bottom part of the neck. And now the ventral view, very quick and not painful at all. So the lateral neck region, again, we're looking from the bottom. So this is lateral, and this is also double. and this is the cranial part, and this is the caudal part. Or if we are talking in normal terms, this is the rostral part of the head, which means to the tip of the nose, and this is the caudal. Now again, the parotid region right here. As you can see, this is the ear, and this is directly below the ear. Then pharyngeal region right here. This is where the pharynx is. Now ventral neck region. And it's divided in some parts. So we have the laryngeal region, where the larynx is, and the tracheal region right here. Now the trachea goes down, so basically everything from the base of the head to the chest area is tracheal region, and it goes into ventral neck region. And this is actually a good thing to learn, because when we will be talking about organs, you will already understand where these organs are. You won't think that larynx is like below the tail of the animal, right? So this is just an introduction to more specific and more complex anatomy. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the end of the lecture today. It was quick and easy, right? This is the literature and other sources. This is the photos, and also I use The Anatomy of the Dog by Klaus Dieter Butras. This is an amazing book. You can find it online in PDF, or you can purchase it. And also really recommend this website. It's amazing for learning anatomy, especially those more simpler things, just to get acquainted with them. And this will be just introduction to more complex topics. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any propositions or reviews, please leave them down below. And I will see you in the next study session. VetMap is out. Thank you for this journey.